Happy New Year, everybody! Welcome back to the channel. This is the first video I'm filming in the new year. You saw me post Star Wars, The Return of the Jedi on the 1st, but I'd filmed that like weeks ago. So it's fun being back behind the camera. I just had to tell you guys about my insane New Year's with my boyfriend. We had such a crazy New Year's, and it's one I will remember forever. We went to Seattle to see Heart perform for New Year's Eve, and if you guys don't know, they are my all-time favorite band, and I'm gonna prove it today in this video, guys. I haven't really done reviews much. I did talk about Klexicon the 2 times I went, and also more recently the Fan Expo that I went to here in Vancouver. But it is something I want to keep doing. You know, if I go see a movie maybe, or read a book, I want to do a review of it, and it also helps me remember moments like this that I want to remember forever, guys. I hope everybody had a great 2023. Now let's talk about how mine ended. Of course, Kitty is here and he's happy, he's purring, he's ready to be a part of the channel, guys. I know he's the reason you guys keep showing up. Okay, so let's talk about Seattle. So we took a bus from Vancouver to Seattle. And you know, it was a great trip, just a 4-hour bus ride, and we got there around 3 o'clock. The concert's supposed to start at 8 p.m. So we had some time to kill, had a fancy dinner, and then we go to the Climate Pledge Arena, which is right next to the Seattle Space Needle, and it's a great location. I was so excited because I knew it would catch some fireworks as well. And you know, Vancouver doesn't really do fireworks anymore, so it's been a couple years since I saw some big fireworks. An overall review for those who just want to see what I think about Heart, they still got it, everybody. 10 out of 10 for the music, and also if you're curious about Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening, they did amazing as well. Definitely go check them out if you get a chance in whatever city you're in. My only complaints was probably the arena they chose. I mean, I know it has probably the best location right next to the Space Needle, but if you're wondering about the Climate Pledge, it didn't have any screens, so I didn't get to see them, you know, very well. I got to see my favorite band at a distance, but it was still worth it for me at least. But definitely if there was a concert at the arena again, I'm not sure if I would go. Maybe if I could afford seats that's right in front of the stage, because that's the only way to see the performance well, you know? But let's talk about the set. It was fully packed. Everyone was excited. But it did take like an hour for Jason Bonham and his band to go on stage. I'm not sure why. They said 8 o'clock. Everybody was getting a little restless, closer to 9. But considering they started at 9 on the dot, I'm not sure if that was planned, because I did think it seemed like such a long performance going from 8 to midnight. Or if there was just some technical difficulties. I'm not really sure what happened, but they started 9 on the dot. No complaints here. The only complaint I had was that there was a lady standing in front of me for the entire performance, guys!
What the fuck?
So here's my luck, guys. Nobody else in the entire freaking arena is standing. I look around, nobody's standing. Everyone's sitting, except for the people who paid to stand right in front of the stage. But then, of course, right in front of me, a lady's, you know, standing and dancing, jamming out. I mean, good for her. But, like, me, the lady next to me who I was talking to, and also the people behind me could not see a damn thing. And, you know, since there aren't screens, which, I mean, the problem would have been solved then, and anybody could dance if they wanted to, then it wouldn't have been a problem, right? But I couldn't see anything for the Jason Bonham Led Zeppelin Evening, which really sucked. I got a bit upset by that. And I said to my boyfriend, Sharon, if she stands in front of me when Heart is up there, we're changing seats. I am not missing my favorite band for this lady. And he even, you know, politely asked, you know, do you mind, my girlfriend can't see the stage? And she's like, nope, not sitting down, hell no. Straight up, really rudely said no. But yeah, generally, I don't know if you guys agree. I don't mind. People should enjoy their time at a concert that they pay for. But if you're ruining the experience for other people, I don't like that. I mean, I could have easily stood up too and seen something. But being 5'11", I would have blocked like 4 rows behind me, and I personally cannot do that to people. But since Heart was my #1 reason for being there, you know, I was just like, okay, I'll take it for now, like fully lean over to my boyfriend to be able to see anything and just enjoy it as much as I can. And we'll see when Heart comes on what happens. And, you know, overall, I thought such a great band. From what I heard, they really did justice to Led Zeppelin's music. I don't know as much of their music as my boyfriend. He was fully headbanging the entire time, really enjoying it. You know, they started off with the most Viking song ever, which was Immigrant Song, so I really was digging that. They also play, you know, Black Dog, Whole Lot of Love, so I was definitely jamming out. I did read a review online that it was somebody who was standing right by the stage that they thought it was really bass heavy and that like the sound was off, and I personally Thank you. I personally couldn't really hear the bass, and so I think that just the sound levels were pretty off for them. But yeah, I thought, Jason Killer on the drums, they had a great singer, and like everybody really killed it. And then there was like a brief intermission, and 10:30 Heart was on. I was ready. The lady was sitting down. I was like, hell yes, everything's going great so far. And, I honestly did not think that they were going to play a Baby Lestrange song. I just, like, they have so many hit songs, and I've never heard any songs from Baby Lestrange album, like, on the radio or anything, so I was like, it's too not well known. But guess what they started with? They started with Baby Lestrange, and I was wearing my Baby Lestrange shirt that I had ordered just for this occasion. I was freaking out, I was singing along. I already was having the time of my life, guys. And let me just say, Anne has still got it. She honestly could hit notes that I can only dream of hitting as an alto singer myself. I'm practicing. Hopefully I can do a hardcover one day, but man, none of the songs are really easy in Baby Lestrange. I got my collection ready to show you guys, but I have like every song that they played other than the newer stuff I have on vinyl. So let me show you guys. But this is my more recent purchase. I think it was like beginning of 2023 is that when I bought this, and I hadn't heard of it. I listened to all of it, and it became like one of my favorite albums ever. Every song is so great in this, like especially side one. Like they have start off Baby Lestrange, Down on Me is a nice rock ballad. We got Silver Wheels, which is a Nancy acoustic song that she plays at a lot of concerts. It's such a beautiful melody. I can just listen to that nonstop. And then we got Break, which vocally, oh my god, that's like the craziest vocals I've heard Anne do. It's like a pretty punk-ish song, and it's just super rockin'. And then, like, one of my favorite Heart songs ever is Rockin' Heaven Down. Definitely check it out if you guys haven't. But, man, this album rocks. I was so excited that they played it. And, yeah, as I said, Baby Lestrange is not an easy song to sing, and Anne and Nancy killed it. I also was really enjoying Anne's band who was playing with them, which is Trip Sitter. And the next song they played was an 80s hit. It was Never from their Heart album. I definitely heard this song. I haven't listened to it as much as other ones because I have to be in a specific mood to listen to 80s music, but I mean, this album has some great stuff like These Dreams and Never. If Looks Could Kill, if you're pissed at anyone, is a great one as well. Definitely recommend it. And after hearing it live, honestly, I will listen to Nevermore. It's so catchy. It's annoyingly catchy, like most Heart songs are. Man, Anne and Nancy really harmonized so well whenever they sang Never in the song. And the next song they sang was Love Alive, which again I've heard, but I haven't listened to Little Queen as much as I should have, when I'm ashamed to say that. But such a great album. Barracuda's on this one. And again, Love Alive, super catchy. I've been singing it all day today actually, but in the concert I freaked out because Anne brought out her flute. I don't know if you guys know, but I've been trained in flute for many years. When I was in school, I was in symphonic band. I'd say I'm probably best at playing the flute out of all the instruments I've got. But seeing Anne play it, she's just so great at it. Like in Dog and Butterfly, she goes really Jethro Tull in it. And in Love Alive, she just had a beautiful tone, and I'm happy she brought it out. And again, blew my socks off with her vocals. I just can't believe. Anne is literally 73 years old. Nancy's 69. They sound amazing. Like, I can't believe that it's 50 years since Heart formed, and they still got it. So honestly, definitely go check them out if you guys can. And then next they played some newer songs, one from each of their albums, because they've been doing like albums separately. And we started off with Nancy's song called Roll the Dice. This song was about like getting a friend out of the house after COVID, party with them. It gave me a little bit of country rock vibe, but I still digged it. The main riff was really catchy. And I was especially surprised with Anne's song. It's called This Is Now. And wow, it really, her vocals, fit so well because it was made for her voice now. So it just fits so well. She belts it. She's, it's got a little gritty tone to it. And she has got a more of a husky tone since she is older now. And it's just, the song fit her voice so well. And it's definitely a great song that I will be checking out. Then we moved on to one of their big hits, which is Magic Man from their Dreamboat Annie record. This entire record is just golden. Like, I liked every single song. This is the first Heart vinyl that I bought, and it's also from this album, the first Heart song that I got really into. So it was about 8 years ago when I was like totally alone in uni. I was, alone in my room, just working out to some rock music, and then I hear Crazy on You, and I just stop. and listen to the amazing freaking introduction from Nancy. And when those vocals come in, my goodness, I was hooked to heart. I wanted to learn everything about them, especially when I learned that they're sisters. You know, two women in rock alone is rare. Two sisters? Like, I've never even heard of that before. And if you guys know me for a while, you know that I love anything with sibling relationships. I'm really close to three of my sisters, and so anything I see with sisters just really gets to my heart. Like, my favorite show is Charmed, just because it's like sister witches. And so, of course, Heart is my favorite. And it's Magic Man when I really noticed how amazing Tripsitter is as a band, and I get why Anne chose these guys, because really they nailed Magic Man. Every single detail was perfect. Anne can still hit the notes in that song. I don't understand how she does it. She is my idol. And yeah, it just sounded great. And then Anne talked a little bit about how far, you know, Heart has come, and how unusual it was to have two lead women in a rock band back in the day. And then they went on to perform Little Queen from their Little Queen album. And again, amazing. I definitely need to listen to this album a lot more. Just not only because it has Barracuda in it, which is, I'd say, probably their most famous song. But each album is just so different, you know. I feel like I have a specific album for every mood I'm in. Lately, it's been Baby Lestrange, because I just want to rock out, you know, and just have a blast. Dreamboat Annie was for my first year, when I wanted, you know, some soothing, beautiful vocals and some rock. My second favorite album that I got really into was Dog and Butterfly. That's just such a great album. One side's like super rockin', the other side's just super calm. The butterfly of the vinyl. And wow, I just love how different each of their album is, really. So of course I freaked out when they performed Straight On from Dog and Butterfly. Definitely one of my favorite songs, if not my favorite. I think Still Crazy on You is my favorite, then Straight On, but it's really tied between the two. Again, not an easy song to sing. She managed to hit those notes though, and she sounded great, but I also really was impressed with the bassist they had. Like, the one thing with Straight On is, like, it's got like the best bass out of any song, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but for me, that's like, bass got me grooving, you know. And so they had a bass solo at the end of the song, and he started slapping that bass, and it was just a really great solo, and I really enjoyed that. I was definitely rocking out. And then it just transitioned into Let's Dance by David Bowie, and I was like, okay, let's go. I think I sang along to pretty much every single song except the newer ones, and wow, I almost lost my voice at the end of it. I was screaming, I was having a blast, I was dancing in my seat. And then we went into These Dreams, which was sung by Nancy, and she actually played the mandolin for this. Nancy also started off making a little joke about, do you guys remember the 80s? Me and Sharon looked at each other like, yeah, we weren't even close to being born then, but it was a nice little joke. She was like, it's amazing if you do remember the 80s. The way they just speak, both of them, has always just drawn me in. They're so soft-spoken, calm, and then they can totally rock out. I did feel like there was some slight, I don't know if it was sound issues or if Nancy was just holding back for this song, but the chorus didn't hit as hard as, like, you know, the obviously studio version does, but it still was great. It did seem like Nancy's mic was a little lower, because I feel like I could hear Anne's, you know, backup vocals a bit more. But one thing I liked is that everybody brought out the lights on their phones and were, like, you know, singing along, so that was a great moment. And then we had another Dog and Butterfly song, which was probably the strangest Heart song there is, which is Mistral Wind. It's Nancy literally said that she used the weirdest chords she could think of to make this song, and it's true. Like, you don't even know what's going on when you listen to all the music. But I know that in an interview they're like thinking of a song where it's like a sailboat in the wind, and that's definitely a kind of feeling you get in this song. Super strange, but I absolutely am obsessed with it. It's beautiful, honestly. And as the song goes on, it gets harder, and the vocals as well. Anne totally nailed it. She fully belted, and it was amazing. Then we go to another album I should listen to way more, but it's Bad Animals. And it started with Alone. Probably their most famous song, if Barracuda isn't. And I love that it, you know, it was an acoustic version. And so her voice just gives me shivers. It went into the guitar solo for Alone. And then we got another guitarist coming up. and he started the guitar solo for What About Love, which is from the Heart album. And I always thought those songs were pretty similar, so the fact that they kind of mashed them up was amazing. I was fully shook, and actually gave me a great idea. Like, if I ever do an Alone cover, I might mash it up with What About Love. It's just, it really fits well. And then they did The Ocean from Led Zeppelin, Houses of the Holy, and I haven't never heard that song before, and I could see Sharang beside me. He was freaking out. I was like, oh my god. He took note that, you know, Jason Bonham's band, they just did like the most well-known songs. There weren't many that, you know, were deep cuts, as they say. But this one isn't as well-known, and he really appreciated that they did this Zeppelin song. I know that a lot of people commented on how they did not do Stairway to Heaven, and I don't know if that's because they ran out of time since they were supposed to start an hour early, or if, you know, you can't really top that Kennedy Center performance. I'm not sure if they just wanted to leave that there, that perfect performance, and not do it. But apparently she does all the like, little vocal details in that song that Robert Plant does. And my boyfriend really, really loved it, and I was really vibing to it too. And of course, we had to do Barracuda. Brief history about that song is that it's an anger song. It's an anger song because it was like a publicity stunt from, I think, Mushroom Records, where they suggested that Anne and Nancy were in an incestuous relationship, and it made Anne so angry that they wrote Barracuda. It's definitely a top song for me as well. You know, it is extremely difficult to hit those notes. That's one song I'll probably never touch. I'll never cover that song because it's just too damn hard unless I bring it down to my vocal range. But, you know, she didn't go for that high note. And I, you know, she's 73. I wasn't expecting her to, but I was like kind of hoping, like maybe the last time she'll do it. And she did go for it, and she managed to hit the note. So I was like, wow, really cheering for her for doing that. And then they left the stage, you know, for an obvious encore. Everybody knows there's gonna be an encore. But I got annoyed because everyone started to leave. I was like, are you guys kidding? It's just an encore. They gotta play Crazy on You. They got to. It's like the one song that I haven't heard this evening that they have to play. But people were like filing out. I was like, there's no way this is the end. But I'm assuming people wanted to go get good view of the fireworks at the Space Needle. It was getting, you know, close to midnight. For me, I've seen fireworks. I think a night with Hearts more special. I didn't need to go out there. Maybe they wanted to beat traffic, which honestly, fair. We were stuck in traffic for like 2 hours after the concert. But yeah, they came back and they performed Battle of Evermore, which is another Zeppelin song. I know they love covering that one. So bringing out the mandolin again from Nancy. And it was a great cover. I definitely loved it. I kept thinking throughout the entire performance how many guitars Heart always has had. Like 5 guitars. It's insane. You can definitely hear it when they were playing Barracuda because there was like one bass and the rest was just electric. How hard it hits when there's so many guitars on stage. I'm not complaining, but it's just funny, you know. And then I got to end 2023 hearing my all-time favorite song, which is Crazy on You. I almost got a little bit worried we weren't gonna hear it because it was really, really close to midnight. But yeah, I wonder if Nancy cut down the intro acoustic a little bit just to cut down on time. But either way, Anne still managed to sing that song so perfectly. It was a dream come true. I almost cried. And they finished literally at 11:59 on the dot. Couple seconds to spare. I think I started counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 until midnight. And there was confetti. I kissed Sharang. Amazing, magical moment. And I want to just thank my boyfriend Sharang so much for this experience. It was like a birthday, Christmas gift for me. And it's the best gift I've ever received in my life. And it's definitely a moment I will remember forever. So I got to end 2023 hearing my favorite band, my favorite song, seeing my favorite band. And then also get to start the year with them singing Auld Lang Syne. And some amazing harmonies for that too. Beautiful, beautiful voices, beautiful music. Amazing, rockin', incredible. How many words can I use to describe it? As you saw, I have all the vinyls for Heart that they played. The only one I didn't get to show off is my picture vinyl. Which, I mean, this is probably their least favorite one that they made because they were contractually obligated to do it from Mushroom Records. After that whole publicity stunt, they didn't want to work with them anymore, which is totally fair, but they had to do another album. This one, I believe, I just heard it the once. is mostly just cover songs, which honestly, still pretty great. Fun fact is that Mushroom Records actually isn't here in Vancouver. Literally in Kitsilano, where I live. The record store I got a lot of these, including Dreamboat Annie, is actually walking distance from where Mushroom Records used to be. And that fact, when the guy at the record store told me, freaking blew my mind. Like, you can literally see at the back of Dreamboat Annie, it says West 6th Avenue, Vancouver. Like, super close to where I live. It's insane. It was meant to be, right? My favorite band literally recorded one of their biggest albums, like, real close to me. What are the odds? An ultimately perfect concert if I had those extra screens. I know that it's a very famous arena. It's been around for a very long time. It's like a landmark of Seattle now. So I'm not sure if that's why there weren't any screens. I feel like it's pretty easy to put some kind of projector, you know, just so that the experience is great for everyone, so people can stand without, you know, other people not being able to see anything, and so people can get a good view. Because I feel like this is how it was back in the day. People couldn't see much, but I feel like those tickets were pretty pricey, and you get the same view as you get like 50 years ago. It's not too expensive to just add some screens, and it does heighten the experience for everybody in that whole arena who paid to be here, who traveled to be here. But yeah, otherwise I'm happy I went. It was a great experience. We even had time to see a bunch of fireworks at the Space Needle afterwards, so it was just a magical night. And yeah, I didn't get two great videos from it. I did put some on my Instagram, but I'll link the full Heart concert that somebody uploaded below. So thanks to Nigel Pohl for filming the whole thing and uploading it. Super amazing. Definitely check it out if you guys are Heart fans, and let me know also what you thought of my review and if I should keep doing these. Happy New Year's, guys. I feel like it's gonna be a great year considering how it started for me. I'm already having like one of the best years ever. Anyways, hope you like my video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.